everyone, Jason Gilbo here with Nick Tasso breaking down our top stacking options for the Friday slate. You and I both looking at a top offense, obviously, that's was phased by Bartolo Colon just a few days ago, but we're not, afraid of heading back to the well here.
I am over it. Okay, that was the other day. Today's a new day, right?
It's new. We're done.
New day.
Now we got Homer Bailey.
I know. But the last time I stacked against Homer Bailey, it didn't turn out well, and he actually threw a really good game. So I'm a little scared, to be honest with you. But the guys that I do like Milwaukee, it's a good ballpark for them. They still have a bunch of good hitters in there. And Homer Bailey, he still isn't good outside of that one outing, which he made me shut up. But other than that, yeah, Milwaukee bats.
Yeah, Homer Bailey has had 9 starts this season. In a couple of them, he's allowed 10, 5, 8, 6, and 8 earned runs. You unfortunately weren't a part of that stack any of those that one night, but
yeah, that was pretty bad. Pretty bad. It was against Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it was against Pittsburgh, wasn't it?
You're welcome, everybody.
Bailey, 375 wOBA to lefties this year, 479 wOBA to righties. Walk rate near 10%, around 12%. Strikeout rate around 12% as well. Over a 5 FIP, XFIP, as you said, Miller Park. You get all those bats in there with power like Braun Thames, Domingo Santana, Travis Shaw if he's back in the lineup. 5.5 run total. This is a really good spot for a Milwaukee team that's really not badly priced either.
No, and he doesn't strike out too many guys either. He's only averaging like 3 strikeouts per game, which is really funny. He's just not that good. And unfortunately, some of the Milwaukee bats do strike out a fair amount, but I think we can take that off the table here. So that's kind of encouraging for certain guys in that lineup. Yeah,
no, that's definitely a good point there. Branching off, we're going to go to the NL West. You're going to talk about LA, obviously a team that's been red hot, getting a lefty there at home.
Yeah, absolutely. I know they got a bunch of lefties, and we kind of have this conversation every time. But still, Corey Seagers is a really good hitter. He can still hit lefties. You have Justin Turner, who can do a lot of damage, and just the usual suspects there, like Cody Bellinger as well. So I'm not really afraid of Clayton Richard, who seems to always give up at least 4 runs a start. And sometimes he gives up double digits. So you never know. It could be a good thing, especially since this game isn't in San Diego.
I'm with you. I mean, Clayton Richard, as you said, outside of San Diego, he's really struggled. This is a guy who's been struggling against righties all year. Dodgers team that, like you said, I mean, Seager, Bellinger, they both hit well. And then you got guys like Chris Taylor and Logan Forsythe, who's actually a lefty as well this year, even though his numbers overall just don't indicate that he's actually been doing well. So, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, 1 through 5, 1 through 6, you can certainly fire away there.
Exactly. You know what's funny, though? Clayton Richard does have a lower ERA on the road, but it's still like over 4.5. So I'm still pretty confident about this stack.
Let me take that. It's the best of the worst.
Yeah, not too bad.
So the other NL West team I like Arizona here. Taking on John Lackey at home. Lackey's a guy who's pitched a little bit better of late, but his best pitching has been actually just merely average this year. 378 wOBA to lefties, 317 wOBA to righties. 34% hard contact rate to both sides. You just look at guys like, Lamb, Goldie, J.D. Martinez, over 200 ISO against righties this year in this ballpark. We're starting to kind of get in that territory where, month and a half left, we pick on these teams that have a lot to play for, and Arizona is certainly one of them.
Exactly. It's a good ballpark for him. And you look at John Lackey, 378 wOBA against lefties. So certainly Jake Lamb is in play. He's been phenomenal against righties this year. Plus you got guys like Goldschmidt and so forth. So I'm very comfortable stacking this team against John Lackey.
Yeah, I definitely am too. And yeah, you had a nice little Lamb call the other night when he had his 2 homers.
Speaking about that, 2.50 home run per 9 to lefties this year from Lackey. So I think Lamb could be locked in again.
Yeah, I'm with you. And you want to toss out another lefty, it'll definitely be David Peralta too.
And don't forget about Daniel Descalso. Some days he can do something. Some days. Not often.
They have like 40 people on that lineup. I just never know who's going to be in.
I do. I don't understand how they get everyone on that roster. We're only allowed 25, right?
They have like 8 middle infielders.
And then you have Herman, and you have all these random dudes on there too. So I don't know.
Always check the lineup, but obviously 1 through 6 you can certainly stack away. So we'll take a look at Minnesota. Looking at the Twins.
Yeah, that was my team. I know the Twins really haven't been that good lately. They're still kind of fighting for a spot. So that's a good thing. You have to go with teams who still have something to live for. But the main thing is they're just going up against Anibal Sanchez, who, oh boy, he's pretty bad. So I think there's a lot of potential here with guys like Sano and also Brian Dozier. And I think 1 through 4 is pretty much in play, 1 through 5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, Sanchez is a guy I don't mind picking on. Yeah, as you said, Dozier, Snow are the big guys. I don't mind Kepler or Eddie Rosario. Those guys are also intriguing as options as well. The only guy I usually always leave out is Mr. Joe Mauer.
Yeah, poor Joe Mauer. I feel bad for him. I really do. He's just not good.
Well, if he had a higher power out, we'd be looking at him.
I'm not even looking for like a lot. Maybe just like 15 home runs, not like 5.
I know. Well, now he's homering for sure.
So terrible. And that's a good thing. I just guaranteed a home run for Joe Mauer. How about that?
There you go. Yeah, don't stack Brewers and play Joe Mauer.
Sounds good to me. It'll be all my lineups.
My third stack of the night, I'm looking at Boston. Jaime Garcia making a start for New York. This is a guy who's been pretty average against righties this year, 324 WOBA, 16.4% strikeout rate. He throws weirdly deep into games. He goes 5 to 7 innings, but he still allows about 5 to 7 earned runs in those span at times. I just look like Boston's pretty cheap. You're obviously going to get Chris Young into the lineup, but love Hamley, love Pedroia, love Betts. I like the righties in this one. They're intriguing. Obviously, the ballpark's a factor. The only thing that kind of sucks is if they only get 4 to 5 earned runs off of Garcia through 5 or 6 innings. They got to deal with that bullpen for 7th, 8th, and 9th. That's the only downside, but I do like Boston here in this ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, they've actually come to life a little bit. They're on a good win streak right now, so I feel like everything's coming together. They got Nunez in there who can kind of hit lefties as well. So I kind of agree with you. I was a huge fan of Jaime Garcia. He was so good in St. Louis, and then all of a sudden he's been downhill ever since. He'll have one of those games where he'll just throw 7 innings of shutout, but there's never really an upside with him. So I think these Red Sox really can take a lot of advantage against him.
Yeah, I'm with you. Was there anyone else that kind of fell off your radar, didn't make the cut?
I don't know. Probably not. You want to go with, to be honest with you, what's going to happen?
What?
You really want my honest opinion? Because I talked so much about Edwin Jackson, he's going to get lit up. You know that.
That's a very good possibility.
Against a very terrible offense, that's going to happen. And I know it is, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Washington's such an obvious stack all the time. I'm sick of talking about them. I think probably you are too. So, I mean, obviously Washington would be playable.
Yeah, Washington's a pretty good team.
Yeah, they're not bad.
They do well.
Yeah, so.
They're not a top team, but they do well.
Yeah, definitely feel there. Outside of that, though, I mean, I think just the poor ballparks, we're mainly looking for the better hitting environments.
Yeah, absolutely. I could probably be talked into Detroit just because they got Kyle Gibson going up against them. But it's not a great ballpark. But Detroit, you can get them at a discount. That's the only good thing about them because they're not that good of an offense.
No, they've been struggling. Yeah, and as you said, I mean, a lot of righties in that matchup. I definitely, if you're building multiple lineups, I mean, I obviously think a stack of Detroit's always viable.
It's Kyle Gibson.
Oh, he's bad.
No, he is. He's not as bad as Anibal Sanchez, though.
It's close.
It's a toss-up.
It's very close. We have a lot of pitchers that we could just wrap it up into that tier.
I wish James Shields was starting tonight, but it's not happening.
No, sorry. Soon, though.
Okay. Maybe next time.
Soon. So that's going to wrap it up for us. You can head over to fantasycafe.com, check out our great tools and content.